All right, here's a Liver King dinner table here.
Nice.
I put in the work, and I was ready for this. But thank you for doing that. You guys did good. Hopefully it rains again.
More pressure since I'm in front of the camera.
Yep.
Alright. What up, Primals? This is the day that we get prepared to get kicked in the chest, punched in the chest, or shot in the chest. So we start working on that Roman chest plate. We get ready for life, for the unexpected events we call life. To prepare to load, to mechanically load. Because one day you might need the strength to save somebody else's life, to save your own life, to save a child's life, or maybe even your own child's life. What kind of man can you call yourself if you can't pull your own weight, or if you can't pull somebody else's weight? So, go get in the gym, go do some push-ups, go do some pull-ups, go get ready for life, go in that shit Liver King out.
You can pause it there.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's so funny, man.
So that's just some of the
rad
things that he has. The kids, they share a win for the day, and both kids were just sharing that they were pumped because it rained that day, and they were outside already like messing with the hose, and they were doing stuff with that, and so that was their win for the day. And then he has them like share like philosophy, which is them mimicking the exact things that he says.
Of course.
Videos and stuff like that. But like, what do you think of that kind of thing?
So we have those, we have family meetings for ourselves too. We do dinner every night. That's non-negotiable. If we can get other meals in, great. We do dinner every night. No, absolutely. And each one's relatively casual. It's just, and we see each other all during the day, so we don't have to, check in as much. But it's just more like, hey, what was kind of the favorite thing you did today, and what kind of things are you working on? What are you planning for tomorrow? That's always a big thing for us. Is like, what is your goal for tomorrow? What is your plan? Kind of the Craig Ballantyne, like do the brain dump, right? And so like tomorrow when you get up, what are you handling? What's on your checklist? And they all have checklists that they put together, and it's got their chores on it, but it also has whatever goals they want to accomplish for the day. And so what's on your list for tomorrow? And cool, do you need help? What do you need from us? And just kind of have that support. So we'll have quick check-ins, but then once a week we'll have a more of a hardcore family meeting where we just dive in and go, okay, what, if we've got our 11 rules, like which one, are we hitting all these as a family? Are we doing all these okay? Which one do I need to work on more right now? What do you think you need to work on more? And we'll just touch through. It doesn't take long. It's just 5, 6, 7 minutes. But we touch on those things every single week just to see like, hey, you know what? I felt like this week there was, more complaining, or there was whatever. We can just kind of address those things. So we have family meetings every week. I love that he does it. And people will go, well, that's kind of silly. That's over the top. It goes back to kind of what we started with as far as, parents and your influence. Everybody is being brainwashed, especially young people. It's just who's doing the washing. They're going to be brainwashed by culture, or they're going to be brainwashed by Netflix. They're going to be brainwashed by their video games. They're going to be brainwashed by the school system. They're going to be So wouldn't you rather it be you? Shouldn't you be the primary one going, hey, this is us as a family unit. These are our goals. These are our objectives. Shouldn't you be the one doing the majority of that? So I love that he does that. And we just, that's him. I'm not like him. So I don't lead my family like that, and in that particular, like, that's just not my personality. But I have got more of an entrepreneurial personality, and very much around personal development and, and personal responsibility. And like, that's just mine. So that's how I lead my family. So those are kind of the conversations we have, daily. And we have our business meetings every Saturday.
One thing I liked about that was just to get your kids to talk and to be able to like make a sale. Like that's kind of what it sounded like to me. It's like
great.
a little bit of like a wrestling promo.
Totally.
To ask your kids to all of a sudden do it when they're like 11 or 12 out of nowhere would be really weird and probably not appropriate and probably wouldn't really make any sense. But I think if you start your kids out with simple stuff, whatever you think is appropriate for your children, that's his household. He does his own thing, his own way.
That's right.
Pat Proctor family, I hope you guys are enjoying this episode. Now, I want to talk to you guys about 3 things that have vastly improved our sleep, because you guys know how fucking important that is at this point. The first thing are the blue light blocking glasses from Bond Charge, because they help you start producing the melatonin you need to produce before you go to sleep. Secondly, the blue light blocking bulbs, because then you can replace the lights in your bathroom, in your bedroom, the places that you frequent at night, so that when you got to turn on the lights, go peep or poo, you're not bathed in an artificial light. And then the last thing are the sleep masks, so that when you are sleeping, you are covered in the dark of night. Andrew, how can they get it?
Yeah, you guys got to head over to boncharge.com. That's BON charge.com/Power Project. And at checkout, enter promo code Power Project to save 20% off your entire order. Links to them down in the description, as well as the podcast show notes. Let's get back to the podcast.
In my house, we just kind of naturally more have conversation.
Yeah.
And just knowing the things that I know and being around some of the people that I am around, we kind of do share wins and stuff, but I kind of secretly navigate that. And
Sure.
we don't make it like as much of like a thing.
Sure.
But that's also because I didn't start out that way.
Sure.
If I started that way when the kids were young, I would
Yeah.
just be like, hey, what was your win for today?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
For sure. And that's, what I like about our specific rules, we've got our 11, and I say rules and everybody hears it's our values or whatever you want to call them, right? But our 11 is they're hanging on the wall. They're right there. And what I like about that for young people specifically is they've got those tangible anchors to go back to.
Can you share what they are?
All right. So,
I have a picture in my
yeah,
phone.
oh yeah, I
I'll
sent you a
send it to
picture of them.
Andrew.
Huh?
Like, what are these
yeah,
rules?
yeah. Yep. And I think I should have them memorized. And I got it on my phone too. But and I'll I'll tell you all 11 if you want. I mean, we got
shoot it over to you, Andrew. You can pull it up on the screen there. Do you sometimes have the kids like? I mean, it sounds to me like you guys can kind of point to it. You guys can be like, "Hey, rule 4."
That's exactly what it is.
Like with the socks, right?
That's exactly what it is. It's
Dad,
very,
rule
very
4.
tangible, right? So, will this specific thing be something we address as specifically, 10 years from now? Maybe not. Might not even have to. But as they're 11, 9, and 6, it's just a very, very tangible thing for them to look at. It's a very tangible roadmap for them to follow. I think that's what I like.
This is so cool because it's like, my mom was a single parent,
Yeah.
but she did an amazing job.
Yeah.
Like I talked about how the book Mindset by Carol Dweck, she talks about don't tell your kid they're talented, etc. My mom never did that, but she always praised me on effort, which
That's
is
it.
why I find
Bingo.
that valuable in other people.
Bingo.
But when I also look back at my parenting, I think about things that I'm definitely going to do, but I also think about a lot of things that I want to advance upon because it wasn't a 2-parent household.
Right.
There was a little bit of lack there.
That's
obviously, right?
Sure.
But with the way you're setting things up for your kids and these 11 rules that we're going to go over, it's almost like you're implanting a system for when your kids have kids, they'll be able to think clearly like, our family does this. Our family had these rules. These rules are important. I can pass this on to my kids,
Right.
who can then pass that on to their kids.
Right.
It's so systematized that it's dope.
That's the way to do it, right? And I want them to have a clear system, clear thinking, clear actions to take, and then they'll do the same thing because I don't know what the world's going to look like at that point, right? So I'm going to trust them to do the same thing and go, how do I improve this for our situation, for our family? I'm not going to pretend like we've got all the answers and it's like, of course not. Like they need to take that and go, okay, well, this is what we like. This is what we didn't like. This is what the world looks like now. This is what my family needs. But that's it. It's creating that system for them, especially when they are young. It's the blueprint.
You're getting your kids to mature quickly, and what a huge difference that makes when you hear "yes, sir," "yes, ma'am." You're like, who said that? It's like the little 8-year-old kid over there said that.
Man,
holy smokes!
And people look at that as a bad thing now, where they look at like, oh, let him be a kid, and that's usually an excuse for let him be a little asshole. Yeah, it's almost always that. The parents that say that most, everything in moderation, just means you don't hold a boundary for shit. That's what it means. Let's be honest about it. Most of the people that say that stuff all the time, right? So, the whole like, oh, let your kid be a kid, and gosh, I tell you what. My kids are the most mature young people I know, and they're the happiest because they're purpose driven. They're happy, and I talk about teenager wasn't even a term until 1944. That wasn't even a thing.
Really?
It wasn't even a term. It was you're 13. Congrats, you're a man. Take on some responsibility like a man would. You've got more things to do. Now it's just like, oh, you're 13. We're going to it's a delayed adulthood. You're a teenager. We know your brain's not fully developed. So we use all of these excuses to just let people off the hook and why don't you just take 17 years off of your life now? And that's why you've got these 30-year-old, I know 40-year-old children and I know 15-year-old adults. And its maturity is not a bad thing. Taking on that responsibility early is not a bad thing. They actually like it. And it opens up more doors and opportunities for them too. You know, I mean, it really does.
Power Project family, we appreciate you checking out this clip. Check out another one. Just go check out another one. Or comment down below and let us know what you liked about this one. But we love you guys, and we're going to keep bringing you the heat. So comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff, okay? Peace.